Sometimes being very openly not from here does mean you get to go on the train for free. I'll say it. Welcome to Hero Square. There's a lot of people around here doing tours and stuff, and it's pretty cool. This is the 7 chiefs that founded Hungary in 896, and they erected this statue 1,000 years later in 1896.
Yep, that would be 1,000 years later, and that's why this is called, I believe, the Millennium Heroes statue, something like that.
We've both been doing a bit of research.
Again, I'm not the expert. He is, so.
This is cool. This is an important square as well because when communism fell, they did some reburials of Imre Nagy, was his name, I think.
We don't know if we're saying that right, but yes.
Basically, 250,000 people gathered right here so that they could rebury the person who was the de facto Prime Minister of Hungary, who also led the rebellion in 1955 is when he died.
Yeah.
250,000 people here to honour the guy who kind of helped try to take back the country. And in 1989 they were able to honour him properly when they did.
That dog is having a good time.
That's the greatest hero of them all.
We've seen so many good dogs here.
I might have said this a few times, but I don't think I've ever been to a more beautiful city. I think this is probably the most beautiful city I've ever been to. It really is.
Yeah, hard second.
Hard second. I think one thing that makes me kind of feel slightly romantic about the fall of communism in Hungary is that the freedom that people have felt. You have to go through a lot of trouble and pain and heartache to feel that type of relief afterwards, which I wouldn't want anyone to have to go through. I feel like I can fall into the trap of romanticizing things without really, I do try to think about the horrors that have to come first, and I can fall into that trap a bit. But it just...
And also, how can you not feel romantic a little bit when that is behind you?
There is a Cinderella castle behind us.
I might be in silhouette right now, but holy moly.
Something I found out is that the bus passes that we bought are not train passes. And we just got the ticket lady came up to us and said, passes please. And we went, these? And she said, I don't know what she said, but in my mind she said, these aren't right, but I don't care. And she went, and walked up. Sometimes being very openly not from here does mean you get to go on the train for free. I'll say it. But it worked out in the end, and the lady was very nice.
Yes, she was.
Look how autumnal it is.
It is, it's lovely. Put my sunglasses back on.
Every part of Budapest is very good looking in its own way. I see old trains!
Oh my gosh, this is kind of creepy, Matthew.
Paul is like, let's go to this nice place, this nice place. And I'm like, let's go to some abandoned old trains. There's quite a few bus situations to work out, but we got our bus pass, so I'm sure we'll be fine.
Oh no, I walked us the wrong way. We should have gone that way.
It's all hopeless. Right, we're in a bus station. We're not 100% sure where we are, but I think it's time for Pop in the Bar.
Yeah, we are on the outskirts of Budapest, for sure.
And I'm going to call this Hungry in Hungary, because I tell you what, I'm hungry.
Yep.
I think it's strudel. I don't know.
Some sort of strudel.
I'm not going to enjoy that one.
I got one that I think is cheese curd.
And I got one which is mystery filling.
Technically, they're both mystery filling. We don't know.
I'm guessing plum.
This smells really nice, actually. It smells very sweet and sugary.
I like sweet and sugary.
I think it's going to be like a really sweet cheese curd kind of thing.
Huh. I don't know what this tastes like.
This is almost a little bit lemony, but it's definitely, the texture is cheese curd.
I might be like that refrigerated bar I had in Kosovo, which was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Let me try it.
You might like this. The texture is just a bit weird.
I'm into that.
Like the flavor is nice, but the texture is a bit. It's almost like the texture of like feta cheese in it, but without any of that.
Oh, don't say that.
Sorry.
Don't say that. You could ruin it.
Well, let me see if I can identify that flavor. Well, that's the bit I was gonna bite, but okay.
Well, you can't have that bit. That's a good bit.
It almost smells like sesame paste.
That's what it tastes like. That is what it tastes like. Sesame paste. Which makes sense. It's kind of like halva-esque.
Yeah, with like.
Well, just get your fingers in there. Sesame paste with plums.
It might be like cherry on top. Plum or cherry on top.
They didn't need to know that was wrong. You could have just
Try
said,
that
yeah,
one.
plums.
I like this.
I think I prefer this one.
I think I prefer this one.
Really?
Wow, we're good travel partners.
I was surprised by that.
Would you rate both of them?
Alright, this one is a solid 8.
Okay.
And that's about a 6.5.
Okay. I will give this an 8 and that. I think I'm the same. Yeah, that's probably like a 6 for me. So we're flipped on this. For me, that's just a texture thing. The flavor is nice though.
This makes me happy. This makes my heart feel good. You know? If I had a long day and someone said, here you go, have this, I'd be like, well, you know what?
Nice treat.
You know what? It's going to be alright. Life's going to be fine. It's not as god-awful as you keep on saying it is.
I keep telling you how bad it is. I guess just eat this and ignore all the problems.
I bet it's got a lot of calories in it, Paula.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saving the rest of mine for when we have our pop open.
Just so you know, I'm never saving some for later. That's not what's going to happen. Every form of public transport later.
We did it.
This is the Aquincum ancient ruins, I guess, Roman ruins.
Translate just said it as Aquincum.
That
That was a robotic voice.
I was trying to avoid calling it that, if I'm honest.
I know, but now I've busted in and ruined your vlog once again.
But it's got all these ancient ruins. Because of course the Romans were here. Doing as the Romans did, which is taking a bath. They love it. But it's funny that the Romans there's baths and the things that we know because there was aqueducts here, which is thus the name. And the Romans knew that there was great like warm water and that type of thermal springs. And then when the Turks came, they were like, we should build some baths here. And that's exactly what they did as well.
They're like, you know who normally jumps up on walls? People who look like this.
The Illuminati.
Do it.
I just like imagining finding something like this. There's so much of this stuff. There's more of this type of stuff that's not been found than has been found. The idea of a cool... I want them to find the Library of Alexander proper. Underneath someone's basement one day they're going to like knock in the floor and find a whole treasure trove of like ancient scrolls and stuff. Actually, I found something like that recently.
Really?
Gosh, I love history. It's so cool. Imagine finding something, right? Going somewhere, digging in your back garden, going, what's this? Let's have the terracotta army were found. The farmer was just ploughing his back garden, and then he found this cave and went in, and he just kept on going. That place was kept so secret that they killed everyone that built it.
Look how cool this is. There's this like red, it feels very on purpose. It's like red line, and then this plaque, and I don't know what they say, but this feels important. I don't know.
That says no dive bombing.
Great.
In the shallow end.
Yeah, right. This plaque over here might tell us.
That plaque says, will all swimmers with the yellow armband please leave the pool now?
Based on this arrangement, women and men may have been able to use the bath at the same time, although separately.
It's like you can both come in here, but no funny business, people. Please. There are senators trying to be duplicitous in the back. If you imagine 2,000 years ago, this would have been the height of luxury, right? This would have been the most luxurious thing that's going to happen to you that week for sure. It's cool seeing how crowded all these dwellings, these little rows of houses where artisans would have lived. They think. But it's like, it'd have been like a proper little town with all these different people coming in and out of the buildings, doing their thing, going and building stuff, and this guy's the artisan, I need to get some fresh food, let's go to this guy, in this little village complex. But all built out of solid stone, so well that it's still here now. I don't know if you heard that, but Paul is saying that the steps down are just like how you get in a bath right now, right at a swimming pool. We've not really changed that much, have we, in a few thousand years? And I doubt we'll change that much in a few thousand years to come. Everything changes and everything stays the same. Imagine posing for that. Take all week. This place is cool. They got like a secret cult Mithra temple here. And they've also got a painter's house. It's all painted like how it would have been. You can walk in. It's a bit like a living museum. Just less chatty.
We had a very lovely lady chatting with us a little bit in Hungarian about some of the different rooms and wanting to make sure we saw specific things in the painter's house. And she was adorable and lovely.
She may have been a witch.
But
this is worth a visit, I think.
yes, if you're here and you like really old shit, make your way up a bit north of town on the Buda side and come up to here because this
cool.
has been very cool.
It's been cool.